let me end up here. If you have any questions, you can ask. I don't want to bore you. Thanks. Yeah.
Just ask a question, sir. Small question. There's a poor person who is not having a food at all. Just passing by the way. You are not giving money. You got some waste food, but you are not going to eat it. Just give them. Whether you get happiness or peace in your mind.
Happiness is an emotion. We should not have happiness. We must have only peace. I have no peace at all by giving food. But educating him, reminding him of what he has forgotten is most important for me to have the peace solace in me. I give him enough hopes because I am speaking the truth, not a cold comfort. That gives me peace. Giving away food, I am only making him further poor. Empower him by his will. By his will. By making that will as his deepest wish. It should not be disturbed at any cost. So now I can give food. I am well satisfied. Giving food is no way. You can ask any question you want, no problem.
So of course it takes a little time to hatch the questions in your head. First, I would like to thank you very much for this, for sharing all your wisdom with us. Because as we also sort of depicted and learned over this course that we are involved in, this idea of wisdom and knowledge is maybe not the same thing. It's partly two different things. You had a very strong opposition against all the knowledge that most of us, or many of us, are having as our professional life. You have tried it yourself in your own use. So maybe just to start a question, now we just touched upon happiness also. So ironically, Denmark has been rated 2 years in a row, I think, maybe not this year, but the 2 previous years, as the happiness country of the world. So they have this rating of happiness. And I guess, sometimes we also wonder ourselves, what is this rating system? How do you actually, you say, don't worry about happiness, worry about peace instead. And that maybe also reflects that it's just another system of trying to systematize what makes a person happy.
Can you tell me the difference between the happiness and peace? Which is the difference between happiness and the peace. Can you communicate?
Well, I mean, we all have a feel for what that is, but certainly the happiness index, I think there's several index systems, but the main one has 10 criteria, and it's about social relationships, it's about health, and it's about material welfare, it's about education excellence is one of them also, of the criteria. I don't remember all the 10 points.
Yes, it's better.
But I guess you can guess them a little bit for what they are. And it's just a reflection of the Western...
Suppose I want to have social relation with you. What is a social? You and I are one or different?
Well, I guess to some degree we are one, at least at the mental and soul level.
So some degree.
Yeah.
Then the rest, bigger thing. We are not the same. How can we be social? Unless I am my own individualistic status and you maintain your individual status, you don't disturb my status, I don't disturb your status, then the social gathering is there. There is a certain limits. We cannot be social. We have to be individual. If you have an individuality, I come to you. If I have an individuality, you come to me. For certain things, not for all things. Because that individuality itself will help you a great deal. We have to be social or we have to be individualist. Definitely at this point, you have some other thing to do I have some other thing to do. But we are together only for a limited period. After that, we have to fall apart. That is, the privacy is most important for a man than collective living. More privacy is required for introspection, thinking, carefully, mindfully. In a social gathering, all is lost. Education, somebody teaches you. Suppose by education you are entering a college. You get, say, 100% marks, okay, for top grade. You get 40% in your examinations. You have 40% education, 60% wisdom is there. Self-thinking ability is there. That inventional capacity is there. Suppose you have 60%, you have only 40% left. You have 100% mark, you are fit for nothing. You can be boastful to the people. All you have to be taught, only then you can act. There is no intuition. You are institutionalized. You are becoming a robot now. You have to work under somebody. You can't be living on your own. So I will ask my child, when it goes to school, don't lose your common sense. All the education has to improve. 21st century education, the knowledge you possess should improve and get better by its wisdom. Even at the 21,000th century, the knowledge existing then, it has to further develop. It is half-baked all the time. Half sane and half insane. How can I believe that? Yet to develop knowledge. Still to develop knowledge. Endlessly it has to develop. How can I believe in that knowledge? Today with this knowledge, I can't even get rid of my pain in the knee or a spondylosis. Medical knowledge has come to standstill now. Remove the leg. Is the knowledge? A lady suffering from the bleeding disorder, menstrual bleeding, they cannot cure it. The lady goes to the DOG, Diploma in Obstetrics and Gynecology, or Doctor in Obstetrics and Gynecology, whatever. And she says, remove the uterus. But she has gone there to make the uterus intact and make it work properly. She says, nothing can be done, remove it. Is this knowledge? At once, which end you take the knife? Knowledge is important or wisdom is important? Wisdom is unseen. Belief. That gives you enough strength to bring everything you wanted to your feet. Knowledge is only halfway through. It has to evolve, develop. Even at the point of death, billions of years later, when the world dies, knowledge has to improve further. It cannot stop the world from dying.
In the beginning of this talk, you talked a lot about medicine being foreign bodies making decisions in your body. Do you have a few words to say about allergies when you become allergic to particles from nature?
A child at birth doesn't have any allergy to anything. Once you start feeding, the allergy starts. Because you feed it with chemicals added to the food. And you give a lot of products with vitamin A, vitamin B, B12, B6, B12, and then minerals, this and that. All debris is added to the food, and then you give a mixture of poisonous material along with the food. Now these materials get enlarged in each and every part of the cell that gets digested. Source from the atmosphere gives you energy. When somebody is very good in receiving the external energy, that is the radiation energy or the air energy or water energy from the external sources, the moment it touches, it is energized. You know how acupuncture functions? Heard of acupuncture? Yes, acupuncture. How does it function? Okay, I will tell you. You place a needle at the vantage points. That energizes your internal system. This is a metal. Metal conducts what energy? Electrical, magnetic energy. Grasp into it. A metal can conduct faster electrical energy than the surrounding atmosphere. Yes? Morning I am getting up. I wanted to do some workout, but I am lazy. I would like to put it off for the next day. Yet, I force myself to do. Despite my slumber, I force myself to do. Now I begin my exercise with a lot of sluggishness. Within 2 or 3 minutes, I get energy. I feel like doing more and more and more until I get exhausted. How? What happens means, before my exercise, my skin is dry. Once I start doing, within 2 to 3 minutes, it gets its moisture. The moisture is again an electrical conductor, faster electrical conductor. That peps up my energy from the atmosphere. You don't have to do workout. Just wash your hands and legs. Immediately you are energized. The slumber goes. A person who has swooned, totally lost all his energy, sprinkle water on his face, will pop up like anything. Because every single electrical conduction is happening through the sweat pores. When the sweat pores emits its sweat, the moisture, best electrical conduction is taking place. And sprinkle water on the faces, forcefully he wakes up from his faint. This is the base how I am using a needle to conduct the electrical energy faster than required. This is the base of acupuncture. So your food, your water, everything is there. You are not energized now. Still, you are very sluggish, malaise, body pains, and you have been very haggard looking. Even you are losing hope, how long I will survive with this. Now what more energy you want? You want energy to your mind level energy or the physical energy? Your mind level energy. Now you believe that I should not suffer is delivered to me from a soul. That part you can understand. From the soul it is delivered to the mind. In the mind only opposition is taking place because you believe in education more than the truth that which you require, the wish that which you go for, you opt for your entire life. You should not be suffering from allergy. You must have enough energy to combat whatever debris it is that is there, the toxic material inside your body must be wiped out with the energy. With water you can clean any dirt. With power also you can clean. But that invisible power has maximum energy than the visible water or any visible object. That source is your perfect energy. You don't have to have a fever to remove the toxin if the willpower is small. That will is from God. That wish is there in you. And you believe that will, that wish, it becomes the will. That power comes. Until such time you remove the knowledge and education, there is no way you can have full faith in the good that is delivered to you from the soul to the mind. Once you start believing this, then this wish becomes equal to the will that God has delivered to you. You have not adulterated it with your education, with your false knowledge, with your falsehood, with your hopelessness. You have not touched it. So that wish is pure. It is now taking the will to remove all afflictions from your body. And mind is also well settled now with peace. You don't have to suffer a hypersensitivity reaction. No allergies. The moment you coin a word, allergy, that means you have no knowledge to remove it. I suppose I have answered you. Very good. Yes.
happy? Or you said something about happiness.
No, I only asked him what's the difference between happiness and peace.
Yeah, but you said something about, for instance, birthdays. You should not celebrate.
Our birthday. Yeah, birthdays count down to death day. That's why I said don't celebrate, but introspect. You have to elevate a lot about yourself. There's nothing to enjoy. Every day I can enjoy seeing you, not only on the birthday. For one day I am seeing you with enough enjoyment. What happens for the rest of 364 days? I should not wish for you anything.
No, I think I misunderstood you. I think I thought you were talking about that you should not be happy.
You should be.
Seek happiness.
You should have peace about some person. He will live longer until his death hour comes. He will not suffer. That peace is with me. But this one, the happiness is a limited comfort, very limited. But peace is everlasting, never ending. 1 second, I finished with you. Yeah.
Sorry. One more thing, you are about to say about these things.
Yeah.
We are from city. We haven't seen such nature and all, and we know that it will die someday or other day. It may die. But these things make us really happy. Like we know that.
Yeah, it makes you happy, right?
And I got a sister, I got a brother. One day or other day, or myself will be dying. But for that day, I will be keeping my happiness inside, or will not be happy. I don't think so.
I told you, happiness is the only limited one. Now I am happy today. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I stay longer. This matters nothing to me. I want further. I want a hill station. Women always want better things by the moment. So it is static now. If you see the cloud, anytime you can keep seeing the cloud because it's ever keeps on changing. That liveliness must be there. All these things, it doesn't bear fruit. It bears flowers but no smell. And it takes a long time to bear fruit, even if it bears fruit. I cannot wait this to be dismissed. I want a better life now. Wish for it. And let that wish match with the will God has given to you. The more your ignorance of knowledge goes, education goes, satanic forces go, then you be in oneness with the wish is joining the will. That means your mind has the commanding power. So until such time God is so much lenient on you, by your wish alone He grants whatever you wanted in a limited way. So believe in God or believe in godliness. When you believe in God, God is not there. Believe in godliness. Be prayerful all the time. Be submissive to that will. Don't pray to God. Most of your prayers go unanswered because you are praying to God. Be prayerful all the time. He has given you that wish. You don't have to tell Him that I wish this and that and give it to me. All that you require is whether you believe it or not. If you don't have belief, seek from Him, strengthen my belief in you. And also seek, give me patience. Why? Every God's creation starts from small to big. Not ready-made, all of a sudden it comes before you. So anything you wish from God, first thing is, oh God, give me patience. Oh, the most enduring, give me peace, patience. That patience gives you peace. If you are hasty, your peace is disturbed. Don't demand. Be submissive, surrendering, be wishful, until that wish, removing its ignorance, comes in line with the will of God. The entire power is transferred to you, and you can do what you want.
So you are very no compromise, I would say, and sometimes that's very helpful for at least seeing the contrast. that you tend to. I mean, sometimes you need to show the color of black if you then show the light. And your expressions about the knowledge, basically we dump it in the garbage. I mean, I don't think that is maybe what you mean in the end, but I would like you to maybe reflect.
Suppose I mean that is the end.
Sorry?
Suppose I mean that is the end point I am coming to, it is all garbage.
So when we go here on the road, we see all these school children along the road. And when we went yesterday to this agricultural eco-village from here to Chennai, there was good community together with schooling of children. And I mean, knowledge starts with schooling of children. So my question is, I mean, life is one big compromise between difference. It's a balance. And my question is, should we all leave the knowledge field completely? Or is a balance possible? Because when we come home next week, I take my children to school, you take your children to school.
I only say, be aware of the wisdom most superior and beware of the knowledge. Beware of the knowledge and be aware of your wisdom. Go through your education critically. Don't believe it. I studied my MBBS doctor education critically because it is against my conscience, against my senses. A sensitive thing cannot destroy my sensibilities. So read it with caution that it is all to be developed. A child calls her mother mom at 5 months or 6 months, 3 months. When you start your alphabets, you study it at the age of 3, mom. You want education or you want the inherent ability. Even now when you are eating, sometimes you get choked. Sometimes. But the child doesn't choke. Who teaches that guidance, that wisdom? How to approach the nipple and how much to suck, how much to accumulate, and how to stop the breathing and then gulping it down and then restart the breathing. All these things you are teaching. For life, you must know how to eat without choking. And that wisdom is there. Don't get spoiled. Believing in knowledge more. Never this knowledge can come to our heads. We cannot be head high, head low, and let the wisdom be your crown. Hope is the wisdom. Your confidence with your knowledge is no wisdom. We will say, don't be overconfident. Be hopeful. Yes or no? Confidence is put down. Confidence is based on your knowledge. Hope is beyond your knowledge. I hope this wish will be done. I am not against education. Read it, only to put it down. Survive with the people. Stay above the ground level. Don't be grounded. You know the gravitation theory. Believe in the levitation theory also. I follow Newton, but above all, I follow my wisdom.
So Newton once had an expression saying that I do my science for the sake of God for the glory of God and the benefit of mankind.
Mankind.
Right.
He said what he meant by science, not in the way you would have thought. reading and getting educated is science. For him, invention is science. If you go to a school, you get tutored. Whatever is created already. You memorize certain things for your living, that's all. But Newton said, after thousand and more creations, innovations and inventions of him, he said this for the mankind. And he believed in the science, that inventive science. He believed what is not before him, he wanted it. He never followed the school.
So he never followed the school.
Yes, invention is something new. We are talking about what graduate he was. We are not talking about that, what he invented. That's important. If you want to be an inventionist, stay off from gluing your mind to your studies and start enlivening that wisdom, whatever is there, not before you. But as a wish it is there, it must be brought out by means of a gadget or something. I believe I will not bring it out with a gadget, but bring it out with the wisdom, per se. So be a man of full of freedom. You will not be having gadgets and get burdened with it. I am comfortable with my gadgets, camera, then I am burdened with safeguarding that. It is heavy for me to carry it. Previously the phone was so big. I didn't want it. Now it is so small. I don't want it even now. Let it not be a chip. I don't want it. Let my mind wave carry through. The disease is not that what I have earned. Likewise, let the disease go. I cannot chase it out. Even if you gear up with all your means to stop the disease, it comes to you, right? Why not? You should go in the same process, in the same manner. It can go or it cannot go, applying the same logic. Apply the same logic. Will it go or it won't go? Logically, I am not saying chase it out. I'm not asking you to chase it out. Logically, it should go on its own, or you are going to prevent a disease. Or it is only a magic word. Prevention is possible when no disease is cured. For curing a disease, you must know the basic cause. Right? To cure a disease, you must know the basic cause that created the disease, caused the disease. To prevent also the same basic cause you must know. So the prevention and cure are not two different things, but one and the same. The medical science is divided into two. They have no balance in the mind. Don't go by the knowledge. It is universal. Go by the wisdom. Individualistic. Now you can be an inventor. You have got every status in you to become an inventionist. Even innovations we don't want. Be inventors. So unless I am on my own, I cannot invent. If you believe me, I become burdened. If I believe you for something, you become burdened. If you're an individual, we are all free. We are all freedom. Gained our freedom, definitely. Until such time, no freedom for us. You may call yourself, you are in a free country. But the freedom is not there. You are worried about so many things. To be delivered to you by so many people you believed. It is hard time for us to believe in the people and things. Believe in the godliness. Believe in your soul. You don't reject it when it is transferred, when it is communicated to the mind. This is your wish. The will is made a wish. Suppose I demand you and command you, you will be hating me. But God's will, when it comes to you, you wish it dearly. So subtle he is. He means not some being. It is something beyond our imagination. But it is there within us, that's it. He is not a form or a being to be pushed into a concrete building. For us, we have got a form and shape. We must have something like a building, construction, within which we can live. God wants your heart, nothing else. There's a place God asks you in your heart for me. Have it. And the entire universe is falling at your feet now because I am with you. The whole universe is at your command. When your will and His will comes as your will, as long as it is a wish, still good, but don't spoil it with your knowledge. Thinking how it is possible, that question should not come. Whether you want it or you don't want, that's important. But if you're asking the second question, how is it possible? You're questioning God, how is it possible for you to create heavens and earth? When I don't have that capacity. How come you can possess it? That arrogance need not come to our head. Submissiveness, surrendering, put your trust in Him. When the wish comes to you, put that wish back to Him. Put your trust to Him. He is the best of trustees. Believe in that one power, totally submission. So submission must be there. Revere Him for having given this blessing. Suppose I bless you, you will take it. God blesses you, why don't you take it? When somebody blesses you, you believe it will happen. That gives you some solace to the mind, right? Somebody blesses you, wishes you, best of wishes, not wishes, just wishes. That best comes from Him. Though I wish you so many things, that best comes from Him. So without our knowledge, we use that language, best of wishes. So many people can wish so many things for me, but the best is with Him. I even don't know what I require in my future. He is my creator. Till my death, He knows what I require. So don't go to mosque. Don't go to churches. Don't go to temples seeking peace. If you know you need peace here, not there. Give some room for God in your heart. As long as you are going to mosque, churches and temples and dargahs, absolutely you have thrown away God from here. You cannot believe any good things. You can only believe in the evil things. I want God for good. Forever. I want God for my own good and for good forever. So all the wishes are here. The best of wishes, it is here. And every breathing you have survived to a new account and new life. You are forgiven and a new account is starting every day. Every breathing. And sometimes you get fresh feel, such a big breathing you have, that is the life force entering into your body. That gives a new lease to your life. Because you are stuck with your new wisdom. That gives a fresh lease of life. That instant big breathing, no? Yes, sir.
My child goes to the school, though I don't believe in that school system. So, as a parent,
you teach your
I know that I don't have nothing to do with the side or...
You teach your child, read completely whatever is being taught to you. How can you read completely? Unless you are critical, you cannot read it completely. I doubt whether it is right or wrong, so I will read it twice or thrice. When I was in medical education, other people can read one whole lesson in 1 hour. I will read one para for 1 day. So much is the inconsistency between my mind and what is written there. I can never take it. Such a spoiled one I am reading for my life. No, I cannot. So read it critically. Man's knowledge has to improve. Don't take it as if it's absolute.
So the teacher has to be your facilitator rather than to be...
A facilitator to turn the mind towards the wisdom. So read it. Read a lot. As long as you don't believe it. Read.
So do you believe that going to churches, temples and mosques are not molding the people to be good?
It has not molded the people until this day. You fight me, I fight you.
As far as you were concerned, body, mind, soul, universe, or some other, you may call it as a God.
No, I have not talked about universe. Only here. The entire creative force is here. If you believe in the will of God. God created the universe. God is above all and He is with you. The whole universe is wanting your permission to act for all your requirements. You have to command being with the God, not being with education. You are proud persons. Universe is at my feet. It is not above me. I just see the sky and my mind goes further. What is above it? I see the stars. In the daytime, yes, sky is clouding. That's a blue sky. In the night, when this light goes, if it's even spread higher, I see the stars and then higher above. What is above it? Then the sky must teach you, I am here to tell you what I am, what you are looking for. It is that particular wisdom that's come down upon you. You and He cannot teach us, but every worldly thing can teach me. Even if a grain, a seed grows, cleaving its grain, and then producing its produces for your feed, it shows you, it invites you, now you can cut. Now you can cook this way, and I'll be of use to you. That is the life and around us that submits to us if you submit to God. Even the mud can teach you how I am surviving, how I am retaining the life force so that this tree can grow. Bring life from the dead.
Life after death. There are a number of philosophical classes say there is a life after death.
Philosophy is nothing but conjecture, one's own assumptions. Why should you go after philosophies? I am neither on the knowledge side nor on the wisdom side, in between. That is philosophy. Why waste time on philosophy? You have your philosophy, I have my philosophy. Let us not fight with the philosophies. Speak the truth.
Otherwise, what is your opinion about the soul? If I'm different from my body.
Your body is acting upon the command of your mind. Your mind conducts you here. Your body has come here first and the mind comes behind me. No. You wanted to come here first, right? Your mind has already come here. And your body has followed the mind. The target is fixed. You have come to the target. Or it's the reverse. Or? No, is it reverse also? You come first and then the mind comes later? It is coming with you. No, the mind has already come here. You are fixed to come here long time back, 2 days before and 1 day before today morning. You have fixed your mind to come here. That mind has come here already. Your body followed it.
I didn't know I was going here.
Let me complete with him. Do you understand now? Your mind is conducting you, not you.
It means mind is different, my body is different.
Mind is your master. Body is you are the master servant. You are servant to your mind. Be mindful.
What about the soul?
The soul is the revelation to you, what you require about your future. That revelation is delivered to your mind by the will of God, who created you. High above all the other creations, entire universe is put together. You are above that creation. God is intently watching you, how you behave, and how much you give your thought to me.
What is the purpose?
The purpose is you have to know who God is, what this universe is. You should not be a servant to this universe. Make this universe servant to you by believing in God, and then come to me for the next life. You are only to know who God is and who you are and how close you are to God. Once you understand this, you can come to me for the next life.
So what is the purpose? The drama to create and
You are dramatizing. There's no drama here. It's a real life is going on.
it's a real life, but
Why do you call it a drama, Ivan? Why do you call it as a drama?
and
When it is real, why did you call it a drama?
drama means it's not necessary for the world, no? What is the purpose to create the world? Or is it destroying or continuing?
The world is created, then only you know the world is under you. You are not under the world. The world can, even if a tsunami comes, your mind says, stop. But you don't believe. That's the reason why you are swept away in the tsunami. It takes a time for you to believe in that. So in your mind, whatever that happens to, it need not become, because you are negating it, it need not become a tsunami like destroying your life altogether hopelessly. This force is even greater than tsunami. You will be drowned in the sea, in that tsunami. If you fail to believe the glad tidings of the almighty power here, you will be drowned in sorrow, you will be drowned in grief. This tsunami is much greater. It is targeting you. In the tsunami, nobody else, even the next person will not be drowned. You will be drowned.
Do you say that the purpose of the life is only to believe in God?
To know God first, who God is. You are not living. God is making you live.
He made me, He created me to live in this world happily.
No.
Without living all this happiness, why should I always think about
No, peacefully. You cannot have happiness without your household being at peace.
No, my question is, God has created me to live happily in this world. So, He did His work. So, I have to execute what He expected. So, I am living happily. Then why should I unnecessarily thinking of God?
He is executing you now. When you are angry, don't get angry. When you are afraid, don't be afraid. When you are hopeless about tomorrow, don't be hopeless. Be faithful to me. I am here. But people are filled up with emotions. He is hasty when he is commanding you to be calm. He is hopeless when he commands faith in you, that I am here to deliver whatever you require. Don't worry about anything. But we are not following those guidelines. He created you, of course. You are unshackling yourself from the command of God, that you know everything to live. It is not to be so. Be submissive to me. I am giving you the orders, the guidelines through your mind, how you must react to the people.
Is it applicable to the overpopulated countries?
Why do you?
Of course, the Westerners are they are well self-sufficient. They have everything. So they can think of meditation, with God doing all sorts of things. If they can do that. But what about people who are hungry in countries like that?
Then you mean to say God has created somebody poor and somebody rich?
Of course.
It is. Then God is not God.
No, see, the Westerners are very happy. They are self-sufficient.
Why they are happy? God has made them happy.
They are less population.
Just because of population.
The geographical feature is like that.
A family is there with just 2 kids. In that family, come. Just for example, a family has got only 2 kids. They are suffering a lot. A family has got 10 kids. Beautifully they are living. Though the so you are overpopulated, you are happy. So the more population, you will be happy, more happy. When it comes to you, you accept it. Thank God you did not have 2 children.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I have 2 children. One boy and a girl.
What is the date?
His parents.
Okay, for parents. So how beautifully he has molded you.
Out of that bitterness I learned from my parents, I just thought everything I have for me.
But you have the bitterness about the parents.
Yes.
But how much prayerful they could have been to make you in this.
Yes, of course.
Then why do you say bitterness?
No, the bitter experiences
They
experience.
They only lived for your sake.
Yes.
Now the fruits,
I don't
he is
want
not
to
there.
suffer like my parents.
Maybe he is not there. The fruits, now it's being reaped.
Yes, that's all.
This is what the soul wants.
Like my parents.
This is the soul wants. His soul is now well much contented with the position you are having now. Soul is important. Not your physical tiredness. If only your father had believed in him totally, then his condition would have been much better. Yet his prayer is that you must all come very well settled in life. It has been, now you are enjoying it. So don't have any bitterness about your parents.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I didn't mean like that.
So you can.
They experience.
So you can have 6 more kids.
No, sorry.
All right. So God has created you here to believe Him and lead your peaceful life. Not to enjoy, rejoice and happy and dancing and dining. No.
It's maybe fair to say that maybe the West looks happy. And in that sense, I guess most of the Westerners here would agree that it's not as easy as that to say that we are happy.
You are not suffering like what we are suffering in our country.
That's right. And sometimes we suffer too little.
Very little.
Yeah, maybe too little even.
Yes.
And I mean, when we see, you also, I think there was something in your talk that reminded me about this thing about suffering has 2 sides. Something of course we should not maybe directly see.
No, what I mean is, you are not suffering for food, shelter and clothing.
That's right.
These 3 things are very essential. You have sufficient. Then why do you worry about the life? You have the, when I was in West Country, I asked a lady about certain things. She said, we have all facilities. We doesn't need to go to churches. That's why we are far away from the churches, and we are going away because we have vehicles. We are going away. We do not want to spend much time in the churches.
And that's right. I mean, Denmark is maybe there's the fewest people in the world that go to any church or temple. But does that make them happy? I mean, we are number 1 on the happiness index, but I mean, we also very high on the suicide index at the same time. So there's something in the index maybe that doesn't account for suicide. So I have no clear solution.
Here, suicides are because of hungry, clothing.
No. Yeah. And in Denmark, it's maybe, there's just as many suicides among rich people as the poor. Maybe even more among the rich.
Your soul is your temple. Your soul is your church. Your soul is your mosque. You step out of it, we are lost.
That idea also comes only after going to the churches or temples.
No, only when I stopped going to mosque it came to me.
You may be different.
That's the reason why I am thriving above others, leaving all the worldly things, but still I can survive. I'm not boasting myself. only affirming in your heart that it is quite possible by being a model before.
For example, a colleague of mine in school was telling me that after attending this regular morning devotion in our school, I have been molded. Though I am not a Christian.
Yeah, there are people
I
who
have been molded after attending the school prayer by listening to all the biblical thoughts and this and that.
I am coming to the point of the scriptures now. What is Bible? What is Quran? What is Veda?
All the same.
And why the question of how come it can be the same?
No, I wear black pants, you wear blue pants. That's all.
Pant is pant. All right. Then why the difference?
I like this, you like that.
No, why the difference? I like that color also.
But I wear
Provided it suits my.
Today I like this, so I wear.
No, let us come down to the point now. What is Veda? Tell me. Forget about the Quran, Bible, Gita. What is Veda? The common name.
Something beyond our knowledge.
Something that well suits your knowledge or beyond your knowledge.
Which we cannot easily understand.
So we have to understand Veda first.
Yes.
Veda is the truth. Suppose I ask you, don't lie. That is Veda. There is no Veda that would say you can lie also. Don't be unjust. This is Veda.
Bible, Quran and Adi Truth, everything is sent on.
Whether people have not read all this Veda, I am telling a person who has not read Veda at all, don't lie, whether you accept or not. So Veda is where now? Here or anywhere else?
No.
Even if I read Veda, if it doesn't suit my sensibilities, I dismiss it as no Veda. Here is the Veda, not anywhere else. The more introspective you are, you become Vedic. Don't read Bible, Quran, nothing. Don't read, introspect. You will know. The Veda is there. This Veda is to be verified if it is from God or not by having no controversies with the sense of mind. That sense is equal to all. That sense is made very sensitively differentiated only in the churches, mosques and temples by the people who do not know Veda, but they conduct your sermons, your prayers and your pujas. Don't follow the priesthood, follow yourself. You are following God directly. In this way you can surpass all the religious people and elevate yourself as man. God created a human being, not Hindu human being, Muslim human being. Based on mind, he is a man. Mind-wise, we are all same. Mentality-wise, we are different. Don't become mentors. Be mindful. We can.
Yeah, friends, I think we got it. Okay, maybe the last.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm a chaplain myself, working in the hospital as a pastor, and I like your challenge to the science and the scientists because I try to do the same in my way. And I think that especially in Europe and America, the spiritual side of life are outdated in some degree. On the other hand, there's many things I would like to discuss which are not replaced right here. Especially as I understand it, you're very specific in individualism. So one person to God's. So I can really see the difference between my own will and the will of God on one side. And on the other hand, I also ask myself, what's about responsibility for sickness, for diseases and so on. Is it my own? The disease is not my responsibility, but the healing from disease is my responsibility, according to you. So, as I understand it.
No. To accept His will, get cured of it is your responsibility.
To accept
His will,
God's will,
get cured.
or my own will.
Yes. Don't oppose it, whether it is possible or not. We are not opposing God, what is not possible with Him and what is possible with Him. You just surrender to that wish that comes to your mind.
So
I must be.
Not healed, that's because I have not faith.
You have some adulteration in that faith, that's all.
Or it's not God's will that I'm...
Yes, some opposition is there. Is it possible or not? Whether we have to do something to get cured of it or just leave it alone, it will get cured automatically. All these questions are there. These questions are against believing the power of the Almighty. So that's the reason why it is dragging on.
So here is at least the one point what I could like to discuss very much, because I don't believe that, what you say. I think Beth has a reason, and at some point we're going to die, and most people are dying from sickness in this world. A few people are dying because they are thrown down from a car, a vehicle, and that's also a sickness. It's a sickness in society, maybe.
Heart sick. Don't feel heart sick. You can be physically sick. Your heart sickness will totally drown you in sorrow and in hopelessness. So you have to believe, not today, but sometime, when a disease comes to you and you are terribly ill. At that point you believe in God, when doctors have washed their hands of you. At that point you will believe in God. Oh God.
Yeah.
So at that terminal stage you can believe God.
Some people will.
Yes, some people will. So who gives that the last hopes? At least now believe in me. Totally.
Hope for what? Hope for life after the day today?
Yeah.
What is the point of that? We are going to die somewhere.
You are bound to die.
Yeah.
Don't have to die with sickness. As I am born healthily, die healthily. That point cannot be advanced or postponed. Repound or postponed is not possible. So die healthily. Why do you want to die with a miserable state? You want it or you don't want it is the question. No, I have to die only. Everything gone physically and mentally, and finally I will be passing out before death. Is the way you want to, or when revering God, you must die and enter into His hands.
My body is falling apart sometimes, and then I'm dead.
Now you gather. Don't let it fall apart further. Now you gather. Believe
the
totally.
pesticides in the water, I can't escape them. The pollution in the air, I can't escape.
Now one thing, beautiful question now.
All the things we have in our foods.
Yeah.
That's the poison
you are right.
mentioned. The chemistry.
God is so perfect in His creation that He created your body in such a way that you take the good and the evil and poisonous thing can be excreted and eliminated. Let the elimination excretion function be proper. It is happening already. You are daily passing urine, motion, everything
My body is fighting against
yes, removing the evil from the food. The energy is consumed and the evil part of the bulk food is removed totally. So the excretion product, that is the casting away the evil, is already happening in you. Even if the pesticide, don't worry, believe in God, His food, energy will be taken and the excretory, all the organs will be eliminating the evil. Don't worry about it. Eat whatever you want within your means of selecting the good one and the evil one. So pronounce God's name before you eating.
I do.
So the provider is God's name. The curer is God's name. The purifier is God's name. None but you can purify. This is total worshipping, falling in prayer. So pronounce His name, not the name of Jesus, calling Allah, all those things. He has got His attributes. and specifically call him, "Oh, the provider, the purifier." Now he is nothing will happen.
Yes, when we go for a seminar or listen to a lecture, people sitting listening always look at the watch. But unlikely here, we try to conclude the session and it's not possible. Because none of us look into watch and none of us has the excuse to walk out of it. And it's deliberate, most of us are disturbed, speechless. And I personally praise the Almighty Power as referred by Dr.